with a very special co-host today, my better half, my husband, Crowley. Mario is off today. We hope everybody had such a wonderful Thanksgiving. For us, how much fun to have our daughters are home for college. We have a freshman and a sophomore. Crowd, what's going on in this picture?
Before we even talk about this, is this where you have been coming all these years? Every day?
Crowley's never actually seen the show. He knows I just have a job.
This is where you've been.
These are my people.
You guys are the best, all of you guys.
But how wonderful to have our girls home, and we have a freshman in high school, so the house is buzzing again, and it just felt so wonderful.
I think that my favorite part of Thanksgiving was when we were talking about what a full house it was for us.
Yeah.
Which then led into an hour-long discussion, debate, and analysis of Full House.
Yeah. Our oldest daughter wanted us to dress up like characters because we had no company coming in town this year, so you were going to be Uncle Jesse, so forth, but we didn't. But it was such a full, fun one, and it's just great.
Great to have the kids home. Great for everybody to have a good Thanksgiving out there. I hope that everybody had a spectacular holiday.
And even though you've never seen this show before, this is where I come. He has appeared on the show during the pandemic. He crashed some of my interviews. Here's one. Okay, so Kristen Chenoweth, what was happening there?
That was the reemergence of Freddie Punker.
Yes, that was Crowley's stage name as a child when he used to perform for his parents. But yeah, Kristen Chenoweth, you crashed my Bon Jovi, you crashed Chenoweth, you crashed, there was another
Suzanne
Summers, who's invited us to dinner.
The session with Kristen Chenoweth was absolutely spectacular because she is an absolute American treasure.
Yes.
She's an icon. I've loved her forever. And the fact that I was able to have a duet with her.
Yeah, there was singing.
That's like a bucket list kind of a thing. I was able to cross that one off.
But that's a little taste of Crowley. I mean, because you guys are just getting to know him at home. I want to give some fun facts about you. You okay with this?
That depends on what the facts are.
Well, let's see how you like this. We've been together for 26 years. And a fun fact there is, I met Crowl right after I'd shot Road Rules, but it hadn't aired yet. And so you had no idea what was in store for you.
Well, the whole idea of reality television
wasn't it
didn't even
that's
exist.
who you fell in love with.
I fell in love with that person, right? That's who I fell in love with right there. Oh, this is great to look at this. There was no such thing as reality TV, and I didn't even know what you were talking about.
Nobody did.
Yeah, and then when you came back from your trip to Europe,
MTV, our prize for Road Rules was a trip to Europe.
And the show aired all throughout her time away, and she didn't know what was airing on the show. Each Monday night at 10 o'clock, the show would come on MTV. At about 9:55, my apartment, right next to the L tracks, above Kincaid's in Lincoln Park in Chicago, would fill up with about 15 guys,
this crazy
cases of beer in hand, ready to watch. And that's in some ways how I got to know Kit.
Yeah, so we met, and then I went away to Europe from the trip, and I would call home or call him Colette. And I would say, hey, did the show air? What was I doing? And he would say, well, you were nude at a trailer park camp. I had to get the clue. On that
when you got back and we would run around town, the show was an absolute hit. Of course, you being the star of the show. And when you left to do the show,
I had to get the clue.
That was you in the nudist colony. We're very proud of that moment. When you came back and we would go out, we would go to a bar or a restaurant, and everybody in the place, this is 1995, would flock to Kit.
Well, at the time, it was a big deal, and they would yell Mark to him. It's not Mark.
Yeah, they'd say, now who is this guy?
Wait, I want to tell more about you for those who don't know. So Crowley, sports producer from ESPN. He's won Emmys. He's won Peabodys. He's currently a sports media exec. He runs UFC's streaming network. It's called Fight Pass. I just love that you're an executive. He literally was like making deals and doing calls before you stepped out here. He was also in a band called Fake Fish. They used to open for Smashing Pumpkins.
It's true.
Yeah, they're written up in Rolling Stone as best unsigned band, hence the singing with Kristen Chenoweth. So there's your little who you are. But you're sitting in for Mario, and Mario had a couple questions. questions for you. Here it
Great.
is.
Crowley, what's up, my man? It's your boy Mario here, and I have a question for you, sir. You are dangerously close to becoming empty nesters. Congrats on that. So I want to know, what is the first move when that happens? Kids are out of the house, you just run around naked, starting to travel. Like, what are the proper steps? I have a long way to go because my youngest just turned 2, but I want to know what I have to look forward to. Crowley, help a brother out.
Nude. We're just nude all the time.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't realize that I was that close to being like a senior citizen. Is it about to all end?
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. It is different with 2 at college. Our son does not like being home alone with us. He says we just stare at him.
Yeah, that's true to an extent.
Yeah.
Although we do talk with him as well.
Yeah.
To answer Mario's question, number 1 on the list: spend time with kids.
There we go.
And
It has been fun.
go and see our kids wherever they are, and enjoy our life.
We
together.
kind of say it's Sullivan 2.0. And something we love watching is binging shows, which has been big. Sex and the City reboot is coming out. It's called Just Like That. Crowley actually introduced me to this show. I was too cheap to get HBO back in the day. You made me watch it, but we have some scoop, guys. We know that Kim Cattrall's not coming back. You're not happy about this. Samantha, though, we find out they've sent her abroad. She's moved overseas. She's going to be living in London.
Samantha Jones earned the right to do whatever Samantha Jones wants to do. She can come and go as she pleases, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And what do you think about Mr. Big being back in there? And
Is he in? Is he going to be in the series?
well, we saw pictures of him right here, but we're not sure. What do you love about Sex and the City?
Well, first of all, I have watched every single episode of Sex and the
He's
City.
not lying.
I love the show.
Who am I?
I'll comment on that in a second. It coincided, the premiere of the series coincided with when we first moved to New York. So in some ways, you and I got to know New York City as we were beginning to watch Sex and the City. So I have like a bit of a romantic feel for the series itself. Who are you?
Yes.
You are the best traits of Carrie, Charlotte, and Samantha.
You left out Miranda.
Yeah, that's because my relation. I have a very complicated relationship with Miranda Hobbs. All right, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
All right. Well, maybe that. I'll tell you who he loves, though. Crowley has the biggest crush on Miranda Lambert.
That's an entirely different story. That Miranda, no complications whatsoever. Very strong foundation.
And what do you love about it? Because she's got the CMA Country Christmas, which we love, and I just love. Why is she one of your crushes?
Well, I love her songs and the way in which she demonstrates a real vulnerability in her expression
You like her vices.
of her vices and her flaws.
Yeah.
I mean, we get to know her through her songs. The lyrics are very powerful, they're very authentic, and she's not afraid to kind of go to places that sort of comment on maybe some of the dark parts of her life.
Yeah. And I want to tell everybody that Country Christmas airs tonight at 8 on ABC. By the way, he likes Miranda, Lorelai Gilmore, Cheryl Hines, and I forgot who else is on
Those
it.
are the top
Serena
three.
Williams.
Those are the top 3 right
I
there.
want to talk about this because we're running out of time. There's a new trend out there for men. The perm is making a comeback. Now, guys, this isn't your 80s perm. All over TikTok, the hashtag perm, you're going to find these videos. This is a new perm. It's lighter. It's fluffier. Would you ever perm your hair?
Well, that all depends on the scenario. If someone's going to pay me to perm my hair, I'd probably do it. However, I'm comfortable with the hair on my head. I'm mostly comfortable.
Crowley won't manscape. He's like, I'm a man. I have hair. Like, I don't know. We barely got his eyebrows trimmed. He wants to be Andy Rooney. Like, this is not.
My father's eyebrows are basically like this.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable with the way the hair on my body exists.
Well, let's look at some good perms right here. Bradley Cooper. Remember how great he was in Hustle? You and I love this movie.
Anything Bradley Cooper
American
does,
Hustle.
thumbs up.
Thumbs up. What about Justin Timberlake?
I'd say it for Justin Timberlake.
Looks like our son's
Timberlake.
hair right
That
now.
does look a little bit
Yeah.
like Crowley's hair.
I forgot about this one. Tom Hanks and Bosom Buddies. The greatest shows.
Tom Hanks and Bosom Buddy. Oh, look at that.
That's kind of a loose one. That's
That's
nice.
phenomenal.
Even Snoop Dogg, rock a little shoulder length wave right there. I don't know if we can call that a perm. But
Yeah,
that's
we
good
can call
right
that
there.
a perm. We can call that a style,
God.
a perm, whatever.
How much
whatever.
we
Yeah.
love Snoop. Oh
Yeah,
my
we
God,
love
this is so great. Coming up, back to Last Star, Tim Fields is here. We're playing